What's up, the squad? Back with another video. Y'all seen the title was going down. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it in the title. Seen a clip on X, and I automatically had to see, what Bernie Sanders, was talking about. One thing about it is that someone had to say something. Someone had to say something. That someone was Sara Haines, but there's, obviously more that was said, during this show, but you already know. Definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's check it out.
I think that Trump won a lot of working class people, not because they wanted tax breaks for billionaires, not because they wanted to throw 15 million people off the health care they have or double health insurance premiums. That is not why working class people voted for Trump. I think they voted for Trump because they looked at the Democrats and they said, what do you stand for? Which side are you on? Now, there was a time, some of us are old enough to remember.
Don't look at me.
Listen, my thing is that they can't say, and that's what I don't like what a lot of people do. How they'll say they didn't vote for Trump for this, they didn't vote for, let me tell y'all something. Or they voted, y'all know what I mean. One thing about it when it comes down to it, y'all, is that regardless of, because I just said this yesterday, I believe. I just said this yesterday. So many people have looked towards Trump for many, many reasons. When it goes, the working class, when it goes to, first of all, I can say a million things, about, when Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was, in the White House, when it comes down to what Joe Biden did, in the White House, when it comes to illegal aliens, when it comes down to a lot of things, people turn towards Trump. So when I see people talk about how, oh, well, I didn't vote, I voted for Trump and for this, and I voted for Trump for this, and you see how so many people, I've seen so many people, y'all got to realize, I started these videos a few years ago. I didn't know anything politic-wise. I didn't know anything, so I'm learning as I go, and getting taught, different things. I had somebody recently comment too and said, don't talk about things if you don't know, and if you trust. I'm gonna tell y'all, and a lot of y'all know this, I'm new to a lot of this. Even though that I've been doing these videos, for a few years now, I am new to a lot of these things. So I'm not really, I know a little bit, but there's a lot, that I obviously need to learn. And when I hear people, because I have family members, y'all know that, most of y'all know that I come from a Democratic household. So them saying, different things, people just voted for Trump because of this. They didn't vote for him because just this or that. When I hear people say those things, I feel like it's just messed up because there are a lot of factors. There are a lot of things on why people voted for President Trump, of all different, races, and people are starting to definitely turn towards Trump now because they see how the Democratic Party is. They see that they don't have a leader. They see that, the destruction they're causing each and every day. People are seeing, I know a lot of y'all see, different individuals, the No Kings protest yesterday or whatever, or the day before, but at the same time, first of all, a lot of those, we talked about the paid protesters and stuff like that. But at the same time, there are a lot of people that are turning, towards President Trump. Just stay tuned for more videos. I'm telling y'all, because the video that I got dropping after this, it explained way more, than what I'm saying now.
All right. When actually the Democratic Party was pretty clear, it stood with the working class of this country.
Right.
And we need the Democratic Party once again to say to their billionaire friends, thank you, and their corporate sponsors, thank you. We're going to stand with the working class of this country, and we're going to address the reality that today, 60% of our people in the richest country in the history of the world will be, when the billionaires are doing phenomenally well, 60% of our people are living paycheck to paycheck. I grew up in a family. I know something about that. Sure you did as well.
Yeah.
All right? People can't afford health care. They can't afford child care. The housing costs are off the charts. You can't afford decent quality food for your kids. Am I right?
True.
All right. And the Democrats have got to say, you know what? We're going to stand with the working class. For example, health care is a human right, not a privilege.
Let me tell y'all something. My thing is with this whole healthcare thing, and I'm going to show y'all more. The thing about this whole healthcare thing is that they look and one thing about it, y'all know I'm for, when it comes to women, when it comes to children, when it comes to the elders, this, that, and the other. My thing is that why try all this energy? And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let the more of this video play. All this energy that the Democratic Party is doing, trying to get this free healthcare for illegal aliens. Where is all this energy when there are literally people that have served for this country, and they're struggling to get benefits. They're living on the streets. Where's all this energy for even before they pushed through this? Where was all the energy to do that? And that's what I have a problem with. I've seen my brother struggle. My brother served in the Army, and I've seen him struggle. And I'm so thankful that he's doing what he can on the right track and stuff like that, and getting that assistance and different things. But my thing is that it just completely sucks that like so many different individuals that actually serve, protecting this country are literally going through things, and they look to put illegal aliens first, and that's crazy to me. And I don't see how people don't understand that. I've seen multiple videos of New York City, of Chicago, of California, and other cities, of just. I'd rather put them first. I've seen illegal aliens. I've seen them get free transportation, and we all know taxpayers pay for this. You got illegal aliens getting transportation, housing. Food, food stamps. You getting them. I'm talking about clothing, everything. But then where was all this energy when you're literally having other people that are really struggling? And they're trying to make President Trump, and Trump administration look bad. He's taking healthcare and he's doing this, he's doing that, and he doesn't care about this person, this individual. This is the same person who just paid the troops, found a way to pay the troops and make sure they fed. Because there are multiple food banks that, these soldiers was going to, for themselves and their families, and couldn't get food. And I'm telling y'all, this right here, it for real, it makes me mad. You know what I mean?
Senator, we're now on day 20 of the government shutdown. And the longer this goes on, it seems to play into the president's hands as he wants to continue firing federal workers, and he is defunding Democratic priorities and shrinking the government long term. Now, Majority Leader Thune has offered Democrats a vote to extend Obamacare subsidies if they just agree to end the shutdown. Are you on board with that just to get this over with?
No, because that would not get it over with. I want to see the shutdown ended tomorrow. Got a lot of good, decent, hardworking federal employees not getting their paychecks. That is not right. But I want to explain to everybody really what's at stake, because I don't know that people are clear about it. As a result of Trump's big, beautiful bill, which to my mind was one of the worst pieces of legislation passed in modern history. This is what is going to happen. 15 million low-income and working-class Americans are going to lose their health insurance. Studies indicate that when you take away health insurance for so many people, you know what happens? 50,000 people will die unnecessarily every single year. 50,000 of our fellow Americans. And then on top of that, and people are now in Vermont and around the country getting their notices from insurance companies.
Right.
In my state of Vermont, people are getting notices that their premiums, which are now outrageously high, are going to triple in some cases.
I promise y'all I'm gonna let this video play so I don't say nothing crazy. So I'm
quadruple on average.
I'm really just tired of the lies, and I'm tired of them constantly getting on, air and saying things to scare people and turn people away from the actual truth. What actually needs to be done? President Trump, and I'm gonna show y'all, President Trump is the same one that say he will have a sit down, negotiate whatever he needs to negotiate when it comes to healthcare, as well as other problems that they're trying to do and they're causing to be destructive with. So them saying these things, they're not doing anything but causing more and more, negativity, and lies, to everyone, to turn people away from President Trump and the Trump administration, all because of the hate that they have for him.
Double. Why did Trump and the Republicans do this? in order to pay for a $1 trillion tax break for the 1%, for Mr. Musk and Mr. Bezos and all of these multi-billionaires. So in good conscience, to answer your question, I cannot go back to the people in Vermont or any place else in this country and say, I'm going to vote to allow 50,000 of our fellow Americans
But even
to
if
die.
they offer to vote on that separately.
The vote doesn't mean anything. The vote doesn't mean anything. You're going to have a vote, so the vote loses. You can have a vote even if it wins the House. You know where the House is right
even
now?
though the majority of Americans do want these subsidies extended.
Overwhelming majority,
Yes.
Republicans and Democrats. That's the point. What I am talking about, you tell me, am I wrong in saying that the overwhelming majority of Americans, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, do not think it's a great idea to give tax breaks to billionaires and throw 15 million people off the health care they have?
Correct.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But
What do you see as the end game then?
The end game is, look, Trump may be crazy, and he may be a liar, and he may do, you describe, I mean, it's hard to imagine a president, I mean, I don't know what world these guys are living in. President of the United States dropping feces on an American city.
Right.
All right, they may be all of those things, but this is what they are not. They're not stupid. And they are not.
One thing about it, I feel like after learning, you know, and I've thought about this multiple times. After learning that what President Trump does, what he posts, you know, these different videos, and, you know, they're funny. What I love about it is that he's actually giving them something to talk about. If y'all don't realize, he's actually giving them something to talk about. I'm not sitting here trying to, you know, gas it or nothing like that, but they have nothing to talk about whatsoever. And I find it completely insane that when giving them something to talk about, just like the video that he posted, and I seen the video, everybody's complaining about it. Literally everybody when it comes to the left. Just like they did with Hakeem Jeffries and the sombrero he was wearing. It's one thing about it, y'all, is that every time that they do this, people are seeing that they're giving into, you know, what President Trump is putting out. Meaning he put out this video it was feces that came down, and they're reacting to it. It's on, you know, they're talking about it on the news. Different. I think the dude's name is Harry. I forgot his last name. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. Complained about it because dropped on his head. You know, it's different. You know, obviously individuals talking about what happened. My thing is that people are waking up now and they're seeing that all of what they're doing is just, okay, we're going to talk about this because we have this hatred towards Trump. And they're doing exactly what Trump administration, Trump supporters are wanting them to do. They're giving in, they're reacting to it. They're not doing anything. Every video that I've seen when I come across, there's nothing that they're doing. Just like this video itself. This whole time while Bernie Sanders has been talking, he's been talking about Trump. There's nothing that they can talk about that they're actually trying to do to fix things. If you look on X, there's multiple videos. It's Trump's name. If I've heard Trump's name in every single person, anybody that speaks, when it comes to any Democrat that speaks on any situation, they blame Trump. They have this hatred for Trump. That's all it is. People are starting to realize that. They're starting to see that there's no whatsoever anything that they're doing, you know, to help, you know, the Americans. They're seeing that, and that's why so many people are leaving the Democratic Party.
President of the United States dropping feces on an American city.
Right.
All right, they may be all of those things, but this is what they are not. They're not stupid. And they are good politicians. And they're going to look at it. If you think why do you think the Republicans are hiding out right now?
Yeah.
Mike Johnson, the speaker, has given them I got in their 5th week of vacation.
Yeah.
They're not coming to work. You want to negotiate? They ain't there. All right, so
They want to negotiate. They ain't there. So now he's putting out lies to saying that they want to negotiate. This is how I know that either there's no communication with the Democratic Party, or they're telling lies, or both. Because there's no way they saying that Democratic Party wants to negotiate, and now I guess the Republicans aren't at work and they aren't. It's the lies, y'all. It's the lies.
I think that when people all over this country are looking at these notices and say, I can't pay a doubling of my health insurance premiums, right, Republicans will understand that and come to the table.
Do you know what would be powerful, though, is if Congress didn't take their money while they were waiting.
I feel like Whoopi already knew what Sara Haines was going to do. That's exactly why she's, hold on one second.
Do you know what would be powerful, though, is if Congress didn't take their money while they were waiting? Because right now, it's hard to imagine it's incentivized. It's easier for the politicians in D.C. to go away from each other and say, we will win this way, while people are losing their paychecks. If Congress just said, we're not going to take our paychecks till we figure this out, that would be a noble step in the right direction, I would say.
That's not everybody can afford to do. You got some young people there with kids.
Either can the people.
You have young people there with kids. I don't know if y'all have been watching this whole video, but I literally just said that there are people that are fighting for this country that couldn't get a meal. And there's people in Congress that are getting paid. Jasmine Crockett, for instance, made a video even and said that she's still getting paid, throwing it out there. And he's saying that there's young people out there. There are literally people that's out there that obviously have families, have kids. I'm telling y'all, these people are sick. Mind you, Bernie Sanders, I'm pretty sure, has 3 or 4 homes and a millionaire, by the way. I don't know if y'all don't know that, and I'm sure y'all do, but he has multiple homes. So he's obviously did it. These individuals don't care about Americans, y'all.
I think
that's not everybody can afford to do. You got some young people there with kids.
Either can the people that aren't getting paid, though.
I think that's a fair point.
I
think that's a fair point.
Exactly. I just find it all insane, y'all. I truly find it insane. This is the same post from Donald J. Trump. There's Chuck Schumer recently said, every day gets better. During the radical left shutdown, I disagree. If nothing is done because of leader Chuck Schumer and the Democrats, our brave troops will miss the paychecks they're rightfully due on October 15th. This is why I'm using the authority as Commander-in-Chief to direct our Secretary of War, P. Hegseth, to use all available funds to get our troops paid October 15th. They did make that happen. I'm going to go down a little bit. It says here, I will not allow the Democrats to hold our military and the entire security of our nation hostage. With their dangerous government shutdown, the radical left Democrats should open the government, and then we can work to address health care and many other things they want to destroy. So him getting on there and lying about it is completely insane. They keep on doing it, and I don't understand it at all. I truly do not understand it. Check it out, President Trump.
So the shutdown continues. The Republican Party's not going to pay $1.5 trillion to illegal immigrants coming into our country, coming in for a lot of reasons, coming in from prisons, from jails, from all over the place, from Venezuela, many countries. We're not going to do that. So the shutdown continues. It's a Democrat shutdown. It's a Schumer shutdown because his career has failed and it's over. I met with President Zelensky.
My point exactly. President Trump firmly rejects Schumer's $1.5 trillion demand for illegal immigrants' health care. So, again, that brings me to this. Open the government, and then we can work together to address health care. It's as simple as that. I truly don't get it, y'all. I truly don't get it. Check out more from Bernie Sanders or what he said on The View.
Trump let George Santos out of jail. At the same time, though, that he's going after folks like James Comey and Letitia James. So how are you feeling about this, what I think most Americans see as an unequal display of judicial accountability and the weaponizing of government?
And he just happened to pardon well, was it over 1,000 people who tried to overthrow the United States government?
Yeah.
You know?
January 6ers.
All right. And meanwhile, in an unprecedented way, and this is scary stuff, he is going after the Attorney General of the state of New York because she did her job, going after a sitting United States senator, going after the former head of the FBI. That is not what America is about. We disagree with each other, that's fine, but we don't throw our opponents in jail.
You know, you just have to come back some more. You just have to come back again.
We don't throw our opponents in jail. And they tried to do that to President Trump multiple times. Not only that, tried to assassinate President Trump. Like, I'm so confused. I'm so confused on the lies that they say. This is the exact reason why people need to pay more attention on what's going on. Because everything that has came out this man's mouth is a lie. Y'all let me know your comments, thoughts on this video. I feel like I've talked enough. I already had so many comments that I talked too much, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm not supposed to talk during my videos. I'm not really sure. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.